Hi everyone, it's your boy DMK here, back with another video. If you're new to the channel, welcome to Kpakpo, the channel where I talk about movies, series, tech, music, and life. If that sounds like fun to you, please do subscribe to the channel, turn on your notifications, and watch out for more content. And you can check out my previous videos as well. I post videos every Tuesday and whenever there is something to review, so definitely do enable your notifications for that. So this is the first of many movie and TV show reviews that I will be doing on this channel. God grant me life to do that. This is a comedy review actually. It's the newly released Kevin Hart special called Kevin Hart 0F's Given. I had the chance to catch it a few hours ago right after it was released, and this is my official review of the special. So let's get right into it. So Kevin Hart 0F's Given is one of the first comedy works put out ever since the COVID-19 pandemic hit. Obviously, it's not the first because Dave Chappelle released 846 somewhere back in June, if I am correct about that. It opens up with some interaction with his family, which has been a staple of Kevin Hart comedy. His family never gets let off the hook, ever. So this special was actually shot in Kevin Hart's home. He had about less than 60 people by my count. Everyone was socially distancing, everyone had masks on. It was nicely set up in front of his fireplace even, so there was that whole casual vibe and everybody just settling in. It was something nice, and it was nice to see that shows like this could be held in a more intimate setting, because as you know, this pandemic is contagious, but thankfully, because of the work of Moderna and Pfizer, we might have some vaccines coming soon. One of the best pieces of news we've had ever since this started. Now, before he performs in front of this small group in his home, we do see him interact with his family. It's very nice to see how much his kids have grown ever since the days of I'm a Little Grown Man, which I believe was one of his first specials. Seeing them from toddlers to seeing where they are now. Growth is a serious blessing, and he's definitely had a ton of blessing, definitely. Of course, we see Nico and their youngest child as well, which is very nice to see. Now, before he goes on stage to perform, we see him in this room of portraits with Bernie Mac and Steve Harvey and Eddie Murphy, all of whom he has called as big inspirations to his own career. Now, hey, you wouldn't need to be a rocket scientist to figure out that he was going to talk about COVID first, and he did, and he launched straight into it, talking about how he even got it just around the time that Tom Hanks had revealed that he had it. Particularly, it was very interesting to see how he dealt with it and how he admitted to having very high panic levels before a doctor told him he would be fine, and how comfortable he has been in his house ever since the pandemic hit, and the things he and his family have had to navigate around and go through. Now, there is this funny joke of a squabble between he and his wife where he is asking who brought it first, and all those things that come with it when someone does contract it. And it was very interesting to see him go through those motions and things like that. Now, in typical Kevin Hart style, he does not let anyone in his family get away with anything. He gets everybody, from his wife, from his children, to his nephews, to even his dad, and it is so funny how he does it. At one point, he's talking about his daughter's craziness with boys and the phase she's gotten to and the advice he's had to give her. He goes into his son. There is this one personality trait about his son that he brings back all the way from the first special, I'm a Little Grown Man. If you remember the joke where he's talking about his son in the back seat and his son is like, do me gaga, do me gaga. We do get jokes about parenting struggles and him being over 40, which was very funny and interesting to listen to, at least from that perspective. Now, I know there are going to be jokes in the comment section about how I probably can't relate, but believe me, I am not even halfway there yet. He even gets into the dynamic of private schools and public schools and how he believes that private schools are shielding his children from reality. And I kind of relate that into a Ghanaian context, and I think about them like, private school kids, if you went to SHS like myself, science and math quiz cry, you can't relate. Like, that just sucks sometimes. But it is what it is, I guess. Now, there is this one joke he's telling, and as he's telling it, it's starting to look like the first episode of Blackish season 3, where the Johnsons went to Disney World and they had the concierge take them to the front of every line. And he's actually telling this in real life, and now he's had to do it in the past. And you're like, wow, like, this life never really balanced. This life, no balance one. Now, he even talks about something that everyone can relate to an African parent: group chats and use of emojis. Two things that can go so wrong. I don't need to go any further. On the more touching side, towards the end, he talks about his car accident and how that affected him, and this experience he had in the hospital, which is very funny. You should really check it out. Now, overall, this was a great performance from Kevin Hart. Granted the circumstances with the pandemic and how you've had to modify everything to have a room with less than 60 people, it was really good. It definitely isn't on the level of Laugh at My Pain, but it is some really good stuff. And if you haven't watched Laugh at My Pain, you should really check it out. So, would I recommend Kevin Hart No F's Given? Absolutely. It's some of the best 69 minutes you will spend watching a comedy show, definitely getting a laugh's worth, and I think your 48 CDs worth, because it took it from my account today and I'm bleeding a bit, but God damn. Anyway, that's going to be it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy, please post your comments down below, drop me a like, subscribe to Darkman Kpakpo, follow me on my socials at JAndyAdo on Twitter and Instagram. Whew, I'm getting out of breath. I will see you on the next one. Peace and love. Darkman out.